Okay, so continuation for our second half of our discussion for our week 2. So again, natapos tayo sa port state jurisdiction definition. So the key points to remember when a foreign ship chooses to dock in a country's port, that country, which means the port state, has the right to inspect and enforce its law. So, ibig sabihin, kapag isang vessel ay mag-dock sa isang specific port, si port state is meron siyang karapatan na mag-inspect at ipatupad yung law na nararapat. So ano ba yung gagawin ni port state? It implies regardless of the ship's flag, so regardless daw kung saan nakaregister yung isang vessel. So di ba pinag-usapan natin kanina yung flag state? So si port state, ibig sabihin mas mataas siya kay flag state. So si port state, regardless of in which were flag state nang galing ang isang vessel, ay may karapatan siyang inspect ang isang vessel kapag ito ay nag-dock sa isang port. So, ano ba yung gagawin ni port state? So, si port state, they will going to inspect the ship for compliance with the international regulations. Just for example, like safety, pollution, and labor standards. Ayun po yung inspect ni port state. Ano pa yung gagawin niya? Detain ships that are unsafe, polluting, or violating laws. So si port state may karapatan siyang i-detain yung isang vessel kung ito ay unsafe, nakaka-pollute sa marine environment, and also the labor standards. If yung official of the crew o crew official is nilalabag yung labor standards ng bawat crew member sa barko. So ayun, karapatan din yun ni port state. Then, ano pa yung gagawin ni port state? Refuse entry in some cases or require corrective actions. So si port state may karapatan siyang inspect lahat ng pasukin lahat ng mga lugar doon sa loob ng barko, and if it is refuses by the captain, so it is required to have a corrective action. So may fine kung ano yung corrective action na gagawin kapag si captain or other crew member refuses or did not allow the port state to inspect all of the specifications or the places on board ship. So, ano ba yung, bakit daw ginagawa to ni Port State? Bakit siya nag-inspect? Bakit siya nagpo-protect sa marine environment? Bakit niya kailangan i-check lahat ng ship's specifications? So, si Port State, it helps to enforce international maritime law. And Port State also prevents substandard ships from operating. Pag sinabing substandards, yung mga putyo-putyo natin na tinatawag na vessel. Yung mga kung ano-ano lang, matapos lang isang vessel or magawa lang isang vessel, pwede na yan, okay na yan, pasado na yan. Pero it is substandard. Hindi siya pasok sa quality ng pang seagoing vessel. And also, it protects the marine environment and port safety. And last, supports fair competition by making sure that all ships follow the same rules. Kasi syempre, meron tayong competition pagdating sa mga shipping industry. So dapat lahat ng vessel is sumusunod sa shipment. Then if your vessel is not following one of those rules, mawawalan ka ng prangkisa. Ganun lang yan eh. Parang tatanggalan ka ng license to operate. So that is the main job of the port state control, no? Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng port state control. So if a ship enters your port, your rules apply. No matter where the ship is from, it's like the customs at the airport. Once you land, you must follow the law. So that is the port state. At ano naman yung sinasabi ko kanina na port state control? It's like a safety inspection when a ship visits a port. If the ship is unsafe or violating the rules, the port can detain it or ban it from returning or papabalikin yung vessel nyo. So, si port state, siya yung act. Then si port state control, siya mismo yung taong nag-i-inspect. No? So, para mas maging malinaw, port state control is when a country inspects foreign ships that visit its ports to make sure they follow the international rules. So si port state, siya yung nag-i-inspect sa bawat vessel na pumapasok sa kanilang country and inspect that the vessel is following all of the international rules. So, ano ba yung chine-check ni PSC or ni Port State Control? Safety standards like fire safety, life-saving equipment. So, dapat yung fire safety nyo is hindi expired, lalong-lalo na yung life-saving equipment. Pollution prevention. Dapat meron kayong oil pollution equipment, yung oil discharge nyo, yung garbage management is nakaayos. Then, working and living conditions of the crew. So, if yung meron bang proper rest yung crew nyo, meron bang proper rotation, proper work, no? So, dapat nai-inspect yun ni Port State Control and chine-check niya yun kada visit niya sa isang vessel. And also the validation of the certificates and documents of the crew. Not only of the crew, also of the vessel. So, ano ba yung mangyayari if one of those things na ini-inspect or chine-check ni PSC is mag-fail yung isang vessel sa inspection? So, if the vessel or if the ship doesn't meet the standards, the port state can first detain the ship until the problems are fixed. Papatigilin niya yung vessel hanggat hindi natatapos yung isang failed inspection niya. Then next, they can ban the ship from entering ports in the future. Totally banned na. Then next, they can report that the violation of the flag state and international organizations. So ayun po yung gagawin ni port state control once that the vessel failed to comply with the requirements. So bakit daw ba mahalaga yung ating PSC? Bakit mahalaga si PSC? Kasi si PSC, siya yung nagme-maintain or PSC keep the unsafe or polluting ships out of the ports. Iniiwasan niyang papuntahin yung mga vessel or yung mga unsafe vessel na pupunta sa isang port. And also, they protect the environment. And also, they support the fair trade by ensuring all ships are following the same rules from one ship to another. And also, helps enforce the international conventions like SOLAS, MARPOL, and MLC. Safety of life at sea, maritime pollution, and also the Maritime Labor Code. So, ano nga ba yung mga tools of PSC? So, blacklist list of bad ships or MOAs, the Tokyo and Paris regional agreements to share safety data, risk profile, history of the ship, compliance, port bans, punishment, or repeat offenders. Para mas malinaw, Port State Control uses several tools to identify and act against substandard ships. So, sinabi ko na sa inyo kung ano yung substandard ships. Ito yung mga hindi pasado or qualified or hindi na-meet yung mga standards. So, first, blacklist of substandard ships. Ships from poor performing flags or with bad records may be placed on blacklist. So, yung mga vessel daw na hindi nakakapag-comply, hindi nakakapag-perform na maayos yung isang flag state is pwede na siyang ma-blacklist. And these ships are more likely to be inspected and may face port bans. Kapag na-blacklist na, totally ban na siya sa isang port. Next, regional MUS or Memorandum of Understanding. Like for example, the Tokyo MOU or Asia Pacific and Paris MOU, which is the Europe and North Atlantic. So are agreements between countries to cooperate on PSC. No? Next, they share inspection data and create targeting lists of inspection. And lastly, ensure uniform enforcement of the international standards. So ayun po yung sa Tokyo and Paris MOU. Then next natin tools pa sa PSC is the ship risk profile and inspection history. So ships are related based on the age of the ship, type of the ship, flag state performance, company performance, previous inspection results, and high-risk ships are inspected more often and thoroughly. So, ibe-base daw yung ship profile sa age ng vessel, sa type ng vessel, performance ng flag state ng vessel, company performance, and the previous inspection result of that vessel. Then lastly, for the port bans and repeat offenders, it is a repeatedly violation regulation. It may be banned from entering ports in that region. So it encourages compliance and remove dangerous ships from operations. So to summarize all of these tools of PSC, these tools help PSC authorities. First, to target high-risk ships. Next, protect safety and environment and seafarers. And lastly, to ensure fair global shipping practices. So that is the tools of the PSC. So ano mga ba yung importance of port state measures? Bakit natin kailangan gamitin yung port state? And why should, what it measures? Ano ba yung mini-measure niya? No? So even if a flag state fails to do this job, the port can step in, this keep the bad from the ship and slipping through the cracks and protect people, ports, and the environment. So meaning, the port state measures are actions taken by the countries when foreign ships enter their ports. So these measures are key part of the global maritime enforcement. So bakit nga ba importante sila? No, first, global safety net. So not all flag states properly monitor or control their ship. Hindi lahat na nagbibigay ng registration ng flag state ay namomonitor nila yung vessel na binibigyan nila ng registration. Next, port state help fill in the gap and checking foreign vessel for compliance with the international law. So si port state, chine-check nila kung nagko-comply ang isang vessel at if yung flag state is napapa-comply niya yung isang vessel, no? And next, this creates a second line of defense to keep unsafe or polluting ships of the sea. So, nape-prevent niya. Kumbaga, parang siya yung nagiging checker sa lahat ng mga ships na nag-e-enter kada port. So, again, every vessel na may pupunta sa isang port is ini-inspect siya ng port state control. Next, accountability. Ships that avoid regulation or break rules can still inspected, detained, or banned in foreign ports. Then, this ensures that no vessel escape from responsibility even if their flag state is weak or corrupt. No exemption of the rule daw kahit na yung vessel ay kahit yung flag state ay corrupt or mahina. No? Kaya meron ding port state control na kapag nakita nila na yung isang flag state is maganda yung reputation, hindi na nila masyadong ini-inspect masyado yung isang vessel. Pero once the vessel have a bad reputation, especially if the vessel is coming from a low class of registration of of flag state, is doon marami silang kine-question or ini-inspect sa isang vessel. So, ayun po yung importance ng checking of the port state. No, next, also environmental protection, because port inspections help the illegal discharge of oil, spill, and oil pollution. And also, they measures the compliance with the treaties of the MARPOL. Next, the fair trade and competition, because the port state measures stop substandard vessel and also gaining unfair advantage. And also, they ensures that all shipping companies play the same rules. No, lahat nagko-comply, lahat sumusunod, and walang exemption of the rule. No? And also support the international convention, which is the SOLAS, MARPOL, and MLC, and the UNCLOS. So in short, port state measures help protect lives, the environment, and also fair shipping, especially when flag state fail to do their job. No, ang part dito ay wala namang kakulangan lagi yung crew member dito eh. Kumbaga, nagfo-fall siya sa flag state. Kasi kung titingnan nyo, si port state control, ang responsibility is tinitingnan niya kung si flag state ay napapakomply niya si isang vessel. So, kasalanan na ni flag state if yung isang vessel ay hindi niya na-check na maayos. Kasi si vessel is nagko-comply sa rules ni flag state. Then si flag state nagko-comply dapat sa rule ni port state. So, ganun po yung cycle ng ating safety measures pagdating sa ating port state. Next. the key maritime convention which is enforced in our seafaring industry. So we have the SOLAS, MARPOL, STCW, and MLC. So this key maritime convention enforced by the PSC, the Port State Control, helps to enforce international conventions to make sure that the ships are safe, environmental friendly, and fair to the crew. And these are main conventions. So first we have the SOLAS. So Society of Life at Sea ensures that ships are built, equipped, and operate safely, and also covers fire protection, life-saving appliances, navigation, and emergency system. And its main goal is to prevent accidents and protect lives at sea. So next we have the MARPOL, which is the marine pollution. So it regulates ship pollution from oil, garbage, sewage, air emissions, and chemicals. Alam naman natin na pagdating kay MARPOL, environment yung kanyang focus. And its goal is to protect the marine environment from ship-based pollution. Then next we have the STCW, which is the Standard of Training Certification and Watchkeeping. It sets the minimum standard training and qualification standard for the officers and crew. So hindi ka pwedeng umakyat sa isang barko nang hindi ka nagkakaroon ng STCW trainings and certificates na pasado, no? I mean, hindi pasado sa standards ng STCW. And its main goal is to make or to ensure that seafarers are competent and properly certified. So, with this, it improves the safety and reduce human error. Kasi ano siya kumbaga aware siya sa kanyang trabaho kasi napapractice niya through training and certification. And next, we have the Maritime Labor Code, which is the MLC. It protects the rights and welfare of the seafarer and also covers working condition, wages, rest hours, yung pahinga ng tao, pagkain, medical, and crew accommodation, yung tinutuluyan niya. And it called Seafarers Bill of Rights, no? Yung ating MLC. So to summarize, PSC inspections check that the ships follow these conventions to ensure, first, the safety of life. Next, the protection of the sea, competence of the crew, and lastly, fair treatment to the seafarers. So meron ditong isang case study, no, about the oil spill incident. So the scenario is a Liberian flag oil tanker accidentally spills oil in the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. So who has the jurisdiction and what they do? Ano ba yung mga jurisdiction and ano yung mga gagawin nila? Ito yung pinag-aralan natin kanina, yung flag state, coastal state, and also the port state. So first, dito tayo sa flag state. Pakinggan nyo mabuti kasi ito yung scenario at dito iikot yung isang investigation, no? So since it is a case study, dapat makinig kayo dahil medyo kapag di nyo nasundan yung flow, malilito kayo, no? So first, flag state. Ano ba yung flag state natin dyan sa oil spill incident? So si Liberian flag ay yung ating flag state, no? Si Liberia. Flag state, Liberia. Then, as the ship is registered in Liberia, Liberia is the flag state kasi Liberian flag yung nakalagay dyan. Then, under the UNCLOS and MARPOL, Liberia must first investigate the incident. No? Then, take a legal or disciplinary action against the ship owner and operator. Ayun daw yung gagawin ni Liberia. First, investigate. Second, take a legal or disciplinary action against the ship owner and operator. Then next, ensure that the ship complies with the pollution prevention rules. Bakit pollution prevention rules? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay oil spill incident. So after that, sino daw yung magte-take over? Sa coastal. So si coastal state, saan ba yung coastal state natin? Sa Philippines. So if it is sa Philippines, since the spill occurred in the Philippine Economic Zone, So, the Philippines is the coastal state. Ano ba yung kayang gawin ni Philippines? So, the Philippines can first assess the environmental damage na nagawa ni vessel, which is under the Liberian flag. Then, magpapataw siya or find the ship owner for pollution. Then, next, order a cleanup or require compensation sa damage na nagawa ni oil spill. Then, next, monitor or restrict the ship's activities in its water. So, ayun daw yung gagawin ni Philippines. First, assess the environmental damage. Next, find the ship owner for the pollution. Third, order a cleanup or require compensation. Then, last, to monitor or restrict the ship activities in the water. Then, pagkatapos ni coastal state, papasok na dyan si port state. So, si port state, sino si port state? Si Singapore. Or any port that the ships later enters, no? If the ship later enters in a port of Singapore, Singapore acts the port state. So, si Singapore has the right to inspect the ship under the port state control, also check the violation of the MARPOL, and detain or ban the ship if it is found non-compliant or unsafe. So, ayun po yung gagawin ni port state. So, first, inspect the ship under the port state control, then check the violation of MARPOL and detain the ship if it is non-compliant. So, bakit daw yung case na to ay nagmamatter? So, it shows how international cooperation helps to protect the marine environment and also demonstrates the UNCLOS assigns responsibilities to different states, the flag state, legal responsibility, coastal state, environmental protection, and the port state enforcement and sanctions with the incident. So, ayun po yung flow ng ating case study. So, comparative table, this jurisdiction, the flag state control or the flag state global control or over its ships, the coastal state regional control in the maritime zone, then the port state is the control over the foreign ships in port. So, ayun yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. That the flag state has global responsibility over its registered ships, then the coastal state, regional authority in its own maritime zones, and the port state has the local power over foreign ships that enter its ports. So, ayun po yung flow ng ating tatlong jurisdiction. So, synergy between jurisdictions. So, the flag state, coastal state, port state have a different powers, but when they work together, they create a strong and balanced global system for enforcing maritime laws. So, ano nga ba yung synergy? It means different parts of working together to achieve a result in a better or each could do alone. So, bakit nga ba mahalaga yung synergy sa maritime law? Layered enforcement. Flag state enforces the law on board ships anywhere in the world. Then coastal state protects waters and environment from harmful activities. Then the port state ensures that the foreign ships follow international rules when visiting in ports. Then number 2, checks and balances. And number 3, shared responsibilities. No? So in conclusion, synergy between flag, coastal, and port state ensures that the international maritime law is enforced globally, creating a safe, clean, and fair ocean space para sa lahat. No? Ayun yung ibig sabihin ng ating synergy. So since tapos na yung ating discussion, meron tayong group activity. So this group activity is yung objective natin dito is to understand how flag state, coastal state, and port state authorities respond to a real-world maritime incident by having a role-playing duties under the UNCLOS and international convention. So, I will going to divide the class by 3 groups. So, for the group 1, they are the flag state authority, which is represent the country of ship registration, for example, Liberia or Panama. Then, the responsibilities are first, investigate the ship compliance with international law. Then next, communicate with the ship owner and issue penalties if needed. And third, submit reports to IMO if required. Then for group 2, coastal state enforcement team. So there we're going to represent the country where the incident occurred in a national waters or EEZ. Just for example, yung kanina, yung sa Philippines. And ang responsibilities is to assess environmental impact, enforce environmental and safety laws, and impose fines or cleanup demands, and coordinate with regional maritime authorities. And for the group 3, they're going to be the port state inspectors. So represent a port state where the ship later docks, for example, the Singapore. Ang responsibilities is to inspect the vessel under port state control, check compliance with the SOLAS or MARPOL, STCW, and MLC, and lastly, decide whether to detain, clear, or ban the vessel. So I will going to suggest the incident. No, a Liberian flag tanker has oil spill in the Philippines or EEZ and later arrives in the port of Singapore for repair. So I will going to post the instructions sa ating G-class, no, para mas maintindihan nyo all of the instructions at ano yung gagawin nyo, no. Then after this, we're going to discuss, no, bibigyan ko kayong enough time, no, at least 1 hour to prepare para ma-present nyo mamaya sa ating class, no. So our learning outcomes, students we're going to understand and distinct the roles and limits of the authority on each type of state, and importance of cooperation in global maritime governance, and also for the international conventions are applied in the real situations. Then after that, we're going to post for the research assignment in a real incident involving unclosed jurisdiction to identify the roles played by the flag, coastal, and port states. Prepare a short presentation for class discussion. No? So in conclusion, each type of plays a crucial role in implementing and verifying compliance with international maritime law. So their interactions ensure safety and sustainability and legal order at sea. So if you have a question or regarding with the discussion to clarify doubts and encourage opinions and reflect for the importance for the jurisdiction of the future careers as maritime professionals. So if you have a question, just raise your virtual hand and we're going to answer all of your questions. So pagdating naman sa instruction regarding with the role playing, I will going to post it right now sa ating Google Classroom. Then after that, ng role playing, no, hindi niyo na kailangan mag end ng call, no, kasi after that bigyan ko kayong enough time, no, then you're going to play that here after ng time na binigay ko. And meron tayong research assignment. And also, iba pa siya sa ipopost ko mamaya sa ating group activity. Okay, so that is for today. No? Kung meron kayong question, you can raise your virtual hand and we're going to entertain before we start for our group activity.